Yes, the recording is started. You can join immediately. You can write your roll numbers here. Check whether the screen is visible to everyone.
Visible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So today we will discuss tutorial 5. In that the instructions that are remaining. There are total 5 types of instructions, and if I go through, there are total 5 types, right? So all those instructions are categorized on those 5 types. So one of them we have already discussed, that is data memory accessing. So today in tutorial 4, sorry, tutorial 5, we will discuss data processing instructions. Then after that, we will discuss arithmetic instructions, then program flow, branch control instructions, and miscellaneous instructions, right? So let's begin this thing. We have already done load store instructions. So I hope you are ready with pen and paper, so that you are taking the notes, and those notes will have to be uploaded as a tutorial when I am going to share the link to upload the details, right? So basically these are the instructions that comes under data processing instructions, right? So which includes addition, subtraction, then some of the logical instructions as well, like AND operation, OR operation, XOR operation, right? So all those instructions we are going to study today. So for that, what I'll do is I will take it on a Word file, so that manually I can add some of the examples there, right? So this is what we are going to do today. So you will be creating 5 total of 5 this thing columns, right? Mnemonic, operand. If you want, you can create one more additional column of description. Then here what I will add is flags affected. Right, so what flags are going to be affected after execution of that instruction? We will list those flags here. Then here what I will write is example of that instruction. So shall we begin? Before I proceed, if you have some scheduled group discussion round of that eZest drive, I guess eZest drive is going on. If your GD is scheduled in between the lectures, you are allowed to leave during your GD slot. Otherwise, you carry on with the lecture. Right? Any doubt? Is there anyone who is there? Manjunath, I saw your name there. Manjunath is there?
Yes, sir.
And like Manjunath, many of you may be there in a group discussion. बरोबर आहे ना मंजुनाथ?
Yes, sir.
किती
Timing is
झालं?
sir. हा सर टायमिंग नाही.
ओके. सो तुमच्या टायमिंगला तुम्ही लेक्चर लीव करून ग्रुप डिस्कशन कंप्लीट करू शकता. आफ्टर दॅट यू कॅन रिजॉइन फॉर द लेक्चर.
ओके सर.
राईट. So coming back to the point, I guess the screen is visible. The instructions are very clearly visible. Here we have the serial number, mnemonic, operand, flags affected, and example. Right. So very first instruction is ADD, and most of the time assembly make use of this mnemonic for addition. Not most of the time, all the time they make a use of this ADD for addition. And here we have one more option for addition is add W. Let me tell you the meaning of this. Add means simply addition, and add W means it will add wide 32-bit instruction. It's a wide 32-bit instruction, right? After that we have this operand. Operand is RD. RD stands for destination register, right? This destination register will hold the result. Then we have RN, right? RN will be your first operand, and this immediate data, or let's say anything, you can use the register as well instead of immediate data. So here in this case, it is 12-bit immediate data, which is going to be added with content of RN, and final result will go to RD register, right? So this is a simple example of addition. So what flags are going to be affected because of this is N. N means, what is N? What does this N indicates? And where is that flag actually? Where do you find that flag? Can anyone tell? Where are those flags present? Okay, for that I can open the register PPT, and we have these registers, right? So couple of registers we have studied. This program status register, right? So we have this NZCVQ flags here. If you are able to see this, it belongs to APSR, that is application program status register, right? It is one of the part of program status register. Last 5 digits, last 5 data bits indicates those flag. They give you the flag status, right? So here we have NZCVQ. Now N means, can anyone tell? N means, so for that I can take you to the guide. Program status register, and here are the meanings of flags. Means when we do the operation, if N bit is going to be affected, this is going to create a negative flag. Means what? If the result is going to be a negative, this flag will be set. Then Z means 0. If the result is 0, then this Z flag is going to be affected. Z flag is going to be set. C means carry or borrow. If it is generated, this flag will be set. V means overflow. If overflow is occurred, this V flag will be set, right? And then we have sticky saturation. If lower 16 bits generate the carry, then this sticky saturation occurs, right? So we have total 5 flags. Out of that, here for this operation, N means negative flag is going to be affected. Then Z means 0 flag is going to be affected. C means carry or borrow flag is going to be affected, and V overflow is going to be affected. These are the flags going to be affected because of addition, subtraction, etc. Right? So this will remain same for some of the instructions. I'll copy it afterwards. But before that, let me give you one example. Here you can have this example: add R2, comma R1, comma R3. Right? So I just have mentioned mnemonic followed by 3 operands, and we know the first operand is your destination register. Then second and third operands, the processing will happen between those last 2 operands, and the result will come to this R2. Right? So this is the instruction example of this instruction. So after execution of this instruction, what will happen? Contents of R1 register will get added with the content of R3 register, and the result will be stored in R2 register by affecting these flag NZCV. NZCV, right? So let me tell you one thing. We have studied one suffix. We have studied one suffix. Until we use that suffix, specifically here in this instruction, we have this S, right? Until we use that, your flags are not going to be affected. Your flags are not going to be affected. Hence, for this instruction, these flags will not affect. Here I should write nil. Why nil? कारण मी इथं ऍड नंतर एस लिहिला नव्हता. आता मी इथं नेक्स्ट इन्स्ट्रक्शन मध्ये काय करतोय? ऍड एस करतोय. ऍड एस केल्यानंतर काय होतंय? ऍड मीन्स इट विल डू 32-bit addition. S stands for update the status of APSR, means NZCV is going to be affected, and example I can copy the same, but here I must write this S. S will update the flags, right? So add S R2 comma R1 comma R3. This is the example. So after executing this instruction, content of R1 will get added into the content of R3, and the result will be stored in R2 register, and it will affect the flags. It will update the flag register. Is it clear? Is it clear? दुसऱ्या केस मध्ये आपण दुसऱ्या इन्स्ट्रक्शन मध्ये आपण S ऍड केलाय. S इज द सफिक्स टू अपडेट द फ्लॅग. पहिल्या केस मध्ये फ्लॅग्स अफेक्ट होणार नाहीत, राईट? नेक्स्ट इज ADC or ADCS. Let me tell you the meaning of this. This means add with carry. Here in previous case, carry was not considered. Even though it is generated, it will be set, but carry will not be considered for further operation. Now here in this case, carry is going to be considered, right? So how I can write the same thing? ADCS, right? So what will happen after execution of this instruction? This will add the content of R1 with content of R3 along with carry, and the result will be stored in R2 register. Also it will update the flags. Also it will update the flags, right? So this is how add instructions can be utilized. Similar to add instructions, see, these are the add instructions. Now these are all add instructions. Now let us move ahead for subtraction. Similar to this add, we have SUB. SUB is standard mnemonic for subtraction. And we can also have this SUBW. W means 32-bit addition, 32-bit. Can be anything. It can be immediate data. It can be register, right? So with this simple SUB instruction, none of the flag is going to be affected, even though carry or borrow or this negative or zero flag is going to be affected, but we are not updating the status of flag register. So nil, right? So the instruction here I should write is subtract sub R2 comma R1 comma R3, right? Now after execution of this instruction, content of R1 content of R3 will be subtracted from content of R1 and result will be stored in R2 register, right? So this is what subtraction means here. Next we have is subs, means we are adding here this subscript s. This subscript s will simply update the flag register, right? So for updating the flag register, if I execute this instruction, means what? Subs, right? See, I'm adding this subscript s. Now this s will affect the result, affect the flags n, z, c, v. These are the flags going to be affected because of subtraction, right? So upon addition of this s, it will update the flag status. Then we have SBC, or you can say subtract with carry. In subtraction, we usually call it as borrow, right? So and update the flag status, right? So if I give this example, SBCS, it becomes subtraction with carry and update the flag. So with this instruction, what will happen? Content of R3 will be subtracted from content of R1. Result will be stored in R2 register and carry is considered and flag status is updated. So these are the subtraction instructions. These are all instructions intended for subtraction, right? Is it clear? Well, so next we can proceed to RSB, right? So RSB, or this RSBS, stands for reverse subtract. It will perform reverse subtraction, right? And the flags going to be affected because of this RSBS is NZCV. This NZCV will get affected because of this instruction. The operand syntax is same. So if I execute this instruction RSBS, then if I write R5 comma let's use the same operand so that I can tell you very easily the difference between previous subtraction syntax and this one. Now here I told you in this SBCS what will happen. R1 मधून R3 सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होत होता, करेक्ट आहे. आता इथे रिव्हर्स सबस्ट्रॅक्शन होणार आहे, म्हणजेच काय होणार आहे, R3 मधून R1 सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होणार आहे. इज इट क्लियर? इज इट मेकिंग सेन्स? त्या SBCS मध्ये काय होत होतं, R1 मधून R3 सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होत होता. इथं RSBS मध्ये काय होणार आहे, R3 मधून R1 सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होईल, right? So this is the example. Flags going to be affected are NZCV. These are the flags, right? So this is a additional feature provided in a Cortex M3. So I can highlight this with some different color. Now next we move on to some logical instruction which can be logical and, logical or, then we have XOR operation, right? So let us see one by one. The instruction mnemonic is AND, or you can say ANDS. Why ANDS? To update the flag status. So whenever we add this S, it will update the flag status, right? So here this means it's a logical AND operation, and after performing this logical AND operation, what will happen? Or if I take example ANDS, right? So this will perform a logical AND operation and it will update the flag status. I can write here R9, let's say, comma R2, comma, let's say some immediate data hash FF00. Right, so this is 32-bit immediate data. We have this 32-bit immediate data, right? So after executing this instruction, we have some contents in R2, and after doing this instruction, the content of R2 register will be logically ANDed with this immediate data, and the result will be stored in R9 register. I repeat, after executing this instruction, content of R2 register will be logically ANDed with this immediate content FF00, and the result will be stored in an R9 register. Just because this S, it will update the flag status. But now, tell me which flags are going to be affected. Of course, it would result in negative, it would result in Z, it would result in C, but it will not create overflow. It will not create overflow. Right, so the flag is going to be affected because of this is NZC, not V. Similar to AND operation, we also have OR operation. ORR is the standard mnemonic for that, or you can use ORS. By using ORS, you can update the flag status as well. Right, so if I can use this same operands, so with this instruction, what will happen? Contents of R2 register will be logically ORed with this immediate data FF00, and the result of this OR operation will be stored in R9 register, and the flags going to be affected are NZC. Similar to this OR operation, we have XOR, right? So the mnemonic is EOR, or you can say EORS. Right, so this is the XOR operation. That is what you call exclusive OR operation. Right, so I can write this EORS. I can use similar operand. For example, नाहीतर तुम्ही म्हणाल फक्त immediate data इथे घेतो का आपण? नाही, असं काही नाही. तुम्ही register सुद्धा वापरू शकता. Let's. So with this instruction, contents of R2 register will be logically XORed with content of R8 register, and the result will go to R9 register. And because of this S, flags going to be affected are N, Z, C. These are the flag going to be affected, right? Then we have ORN. ORN stands for logically or not. Logically or not means this is your which operation? NOR operation, right? Or not means NOR operation, right? So this is your logical or not operation. You can have this facility to update the flag status as well. So with this instruction, what will happen? Content of R2 register will be logically NORed. NOR means OR, and after that result will be negation. Negation of the result is taken, right? So logical NOR operation is performed between bits of R2 and R8. Result will be stored in R9 register. Flags going to be affected NZC, right? So I guess you understood ORN operation. Then if we proceed further, ASR, right? So ASR stands for, it is arithmetic shift right. So with this instruction, what you can say instead of this shift, I can tell you one example, but flags going to be affected for rest of all instruction. I should copy it to everywhere, NZC. Now let us talk about this ASR or ASRS, right? So S means it is going to update the flag. Now, what example I can write here for ASR? ASRS, right? Let's say R7, R8, R, or let's say #9, right? So what will happen after doing this, after executing this instruction? What will happen? Let us check. Content of R8 register, याच्यामध्ये 32 bit contents असणार आहेत, right? So those 32 bit contents of R8 register will be arithmetically shifted right. ASR means arithmetic shift right. ASR means arithmetic shift right, right? So by how many digits it will be shifted? By 9 bits. By 9 digits means 9 times it will be shifted right, and final result will go to R7 register. Final result will go to R7 register. Similar to that, we have logical shift left, LSL, or you can say LSLS, right? So this is the mnemonic. I can use the similar example with similar operands. So with this instruction, what will happen? Content of R8 register will be logically shifted left by 9 digits with flag update. Because of this S, the flags are going to be updated, right? Then we have LSR, LSRS, right? So LSR, LSRS means now here it is going to shift the things logically. What is the difference between arithmetic shift and logical shift? Can anyone tell? What is the difference between arithmetic shift and logical shift? See, when I say arithmetic shift, it means the LSB or MSB that we have is going to be shifted out. It will not go, means what? If we are considering rotation, logical rotation, the LSB will go to MSB, and accordingly all the bits will be shifted. But here in the case of arithmetic, the bits will be shifted out. The bits will be shifted out, and the vacant position is filled up with 0. This is what the difference between arithmetic shift and logical shift. Logical shift मध्ये काय होतं? सर्क्युलर फॅशननी, म्हणजे जे LSB मध्ये आहे ते शिफ्ट केल्यानंतर MSB मध्ये जाईल. आणि जो MSB मध्ये होता मोस्ट सिग्निफिकंट बिट ते एका डिजिटने पुढे सरकेल. नेक्स्ट रोटेशनला परत एकदा LSB मधला डिजिट MSB मध्ये जाईल. दिस इज व्हॉट द लॉजिकल शिफ्ट. अरिथमॅटिक शिफ्ट मध्ये एक एक बिट्स बाहेर पडत जातात, राईट? आणि ते बिट्स बाहेर पडलेले जे व्हॅकंट पोझिशन्स असतात त्या 0 ने फिलअप केल्या जातात. So this is the difference between logical shift and arithmetic shift. Here we have this arithmetic, here we have this logical shift. So this is logical right shifting. This is logical right shifting. LSRS, right? So this is logical shift. Now if you execute this instruction, content of R8 register will be logically shifted right by 9 digits. म्हणजे जे शेवटचे 9 डिजिट्स होते ते पहिल्या 9 डिजिट्स मध्ये येतील, one by one, right? So this is logical shifting. Then we have ROR. ROR means rotate right, right? So this is the instruction to rotate right. NZCV is going to be affected. So if I give you the example of that, ROR, let's say R4, R5, R6, right? So with this instruction, what will happen? It will rotate right by the value in a bottom byte of R6 register. म्हणजेच ह्या R6 रजिस्टर मधले शेवटचा जो बाईट आहे त्याच्यामध्ये जी काही व्हॅल्यू असेल त्याच्यामध्ये 5 व्हॅल्यू असेल किंवा लेट्स से 2 व्हॅल्यू असेल तर ह्या R5 मधले कंटेंट्स त्या 2 व्हॅल्यू म्हणजे 2 वेळा रोटेट राईट होतील. इट विल बी रोटेटेड राईट फॉर 2 टाइम्स इफ last byte of this R6 register have the value 2, right? So this is the significance of ROR. Then we have RRX, right? So RRX or RRXS means rotate right with extend. Rotate right means, now let me say this, RRX. And the mnemonic has been changed a little bit. You can observe this. This operand, way of mentioning the operand is changed here. So you have this destination register, means it will hold the destination result, and this is the operational, or you can say operand. RM is the operand register, right? So with this instruction RRX, this will move the bits in register 5. This will move the bits of register 5 to right by 1 digit. So simply it will shift the content of R5 register by 1 digit and the result will go in R4 register. आता इथं आपल्याकडे कितीने रोटेट करायचं हे दिलं नाही, म्हणजे काय करणार तो फक्त 1 डिजिटने रोटेट होईल. समजतंय? आधीच्या केसमध्ये आपल्याकडे 2 ऑपरँड्स होते, म्हणजे एका ऑपरँड मध्ये किती रोटेशन्स द्यायचे हे दुसऱ्या ऑपरँड वरून आपण ठरवत होतो. आता या केसमध्ये काय होतंय, R5 चे कंटेंट एका डिजिटने रोटेट होतील आणि रिझल्ट R4 मध्ये सेव्ह होईल. देन वी हॅव CLZ. CLZ stands for count leading zero. It will count the leading zeros. Means what? After doing this instruction, let's say CLZ, for example R4, R9. Okay. So after doing this instruction, the CLZ instruction will count the number of leading zeros in the value in R9 register and return the result in R4. म्हणजेच काय, थोडक्यात R9 मध्ये किती झिरो आहेत हे काउंट करेल आणि तो काउंट ह्या R4 रजिस्टर मध्ये टाकला जाईल. म्हणजे R9 मध्ये त्या 32 बिट्स मध्ये किती बिट्स झिरो आहेत हे काउंट केले जातील आणि तो काउंट R4 रजिस्टर मध्ये टाकला जाईल. ठीक आहे. देन वी हॅव CMP. CMP stands for compare. Here you have 2 operands, right? So this will simply compare the value in register with operand 2. The CMP instruction subtract the value of operand 2 from value in RN. म्हणजे operand 2 ची व्हॅल्यू RN रजिस्टर मधून सबस्ट्रॅक्ट केली जाईल, म्हणजेच कंपॅरिझन कंपेअर करतो, म्हणजे इन शॉर्ट सबस्ट्रॅक्शन होत असते, राईट? आणि ही सबस्ट्रॅक्शन झाल्यानंतर this is kind of similar instruction like SUBS instruction except that result is discarded. म्हणजे आपण सबस्ट्रॅक्ट करत होतो पण तिथं आपण रिझल्ट स्टोअर करत होतो, इथं सबस्ट्रॅक्शन होईल पण रिझल्ट स्टोअर नाही होणार. ठीक आहे. सो एक्झाम्पल इज CMP. कंपेअर द व्हॅल्यू इन रजिस्टर विथ ऑपरँड 2. आता मी इथं व्हॅल्यू किंवा एखादा रजिस्टर घेतो R2 रजिस्टर आणि इथं घेतो R10 रजिस्टर. ठीक आहे. तर काय होईल, ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्झिक्यूट केल्यानंतर R10 चे कंटेंट R2 मधून सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होतील. ठीक आहे. R10 चे कंटेंट R2 मधून सबस्ट्रॅक्ट होतील, बस एवढंच. ठीक आहे. मग हे केल्यानंतर तुम्ही ओळखणार कसं की कंपेअर झालंय का नाही, तुम्ही C फ्लॅग चेक करायचा, सॉरी Z फ्लॅग चेक करायचा की रिझल्ट 0 आलाय का नाही. Z फ्लॅग जर सेट नाही झाला तर तुम्ही म्हणायचं ह्या दोन्ही व्हॅल्यूज म्हणजे R2 आणि R10 यातला डेटा सेम नाही. सेम कधी असणार आहे, जर 0 फ्लॅग सेट झाला तर, बिकॉज वी आर सिम्पली डुईंग द सबस्ट्रॅक्शन, राईट? सो 0 फ्लॅग जर सेट झाला तर आपण म्हणू शकतो की R2 आणि R10 यांची सबस्ट्रॅक्शन केल्यानंतर 0 जनरेट झालाय, म्हणजेच दोन्ही व्हॅल्यूज सेम आहेत. सो दिस इन्स्ट्रक्शन इज युजली applied or it is used where we want to compare the result, compare the data. जिथं आपल्याला डेटा कंपेअर करायचा असतो त्या ठिकाणी आपण ही असेंबली इन्स्ट्रक्शन CMP इन्स्ट्रक्शन वापरतो. ठीक आहे. देन okay, next we have, let me copy this, flags affected and example. Still some more instructions are there in this category of data processing. CMN. CMN means compare negative. आता इथे तुम्ही compare negative करताय म्हणजेच काय होतं बघा, CMN instruction add the value of operand 2 into the value of Rn. म्हणजे ह्या operand 2 ची व्हॅल्यू Rn मध्ये ऍड होणार आहे. ठीक आहे. So this will add the operand 2 value in Rn register. This is same as addition instruction, except that the result is going to be discarded. So addition is there means what? N, Z, C, V are the flags going to be affected because of this addition. CMN means compare negative. आणि याच्यामध्ये आपण काय करतोय, सिंपल दोघांची ऍडिशन करतो. एक्झाम्पल घ्या, CMN R0 लेट्स से कॉमा, आता इथे इमिजिएट डेटा घेतो मी, ऑपरंड 2 च्या ऐवजी इमिजिएट डेटा, लेट्स से 0 A B C D, right? So this is 32-bit data. So this will have what will happen? This will simply add the content of this operand 2, that means ABCD, will with the content of R0 register. ह्याची ऍडिशन होईल आणि ऍडिशन झाल्यानंतर काय होणार आहे, व्हॅल्यू निगेटिव्ह येते का पॉझिटिव्ह येते हे चेक करतोय. म्हणजे आपण काय चेक करतोय, R0 मधले कंटेंट ABCD पेक्षा मोठे आहेत का लहान आहेत. दॅट इज व्हॉट यू आर कंपेअरिंग, राईट. So they will update the condition flag on the result, but do not write the result to the register, right? So with this we can move to move instruction. Yeah, it is very famous instruction to move the content, copy the content from one place to one location to another place. So only N, Z, C are the flag going to be affected because of this. And I can give you the example. So this will move the operand actually. So I can write move S. S is added to update the flag. Now here I can use the similar instruction. So let me copy this. With this instruction, what will happen? The value ABCD will be copied on R0 register, and the flag status is updated. So with this instruction, simple immediate data will be copied on R0 register. That's it. And the flags are affected because of this S. Right? Then we have MVN. MVN means move not. Move not means what? So if I do a same instruction here, काय होईल सांगा बघू. ही जी इमिजिएट व्हॅल्यू जसं आधीच्या केसमध्ये बघितलं, ऍज इट इज कॉपी होत होती, फक्त आता इथं चेंज काय आहे, MVN. MVN ह्या इन्स्ट्रक्शन मुळे काय होईल, जे काही कंटेंट्स इथं आहेत ABCD ह्याचा लॉजिकल नॉट म्हणजे याचं निगेशन केलं जाईल आणि तो रिझल्ट, तो डेटा ह्या R0 रजिस्टर मध्ये कॉपी केला जाईल. इज इट क्लिअर? MVN म्हणजे जो डेटा इमिजिएट डेटा आहे त्याचं लॉजिकल निगेशन घेतलं जाईल आणि तो डेटा R0 रजिस्टर मध्ये कॉपी केला जाईल. ठीक आहे. त्यानंतर आहे MOT. MOVT. So with this instruction, move top, त्याला म्हणायचं move top. So with this instruction, it will simply write only 16 top 16 bits immediate with immediate value, with the immediate 16 bit value. आता इथं ऑपरँड मध्ये स्पेसिफाय केलेलं आहे की इमिजिएट जे डेटा जो आपण इथं स्पेसिफाय करणार आहोत दॅट विल बी युअर 16 बिट डेटा. हा तुमचा 16 बिट डेटा असला पाहिजे. ठीक आहे. तर याच्यामुळे जी इन्स्ट्रक्शन तुम्ही इथे लिहू शकता MOVT म्हणजे फक्त टॉपच्या 16 बिट सोबत एक्सचेंज होईल. MOVT R3 comma let's say 0xF23. So with this instruction, what will happen? Only that top 16 bits will be copied. Means what? Here in this case, we are writing only upper half word to R3 register, right? R3 register, and lower half word will remain same. Means what? When I say this MOVT R3 comma F1323, then what will happen? Only this half word means this F1. Keep it in mind, top means top 16 bits will be copied to top 16 bits of R3 register. It will not change any flag, nil. समजताय? मूव टॉप मीन्स ह्या इमिजिएट डेटाचा जो काही टॉप 16 बिट्स होते ते 16 बिट्स ह्या R3 रजिस्टरच्या टॉप 16 बिट मध्ये कॉपी होतील. Then we have REV. REV means reverse byte order in word, and we have destination register and RN. So this is not going to affect any flag. So whenever it will affect anything, I will tell you. Right. So REV means reverse byte order. Now if I write the example REV, let's say R3 is the register, destination register, and R7 is the source register, you can say. So reverse the byte order of value in R7 register and save the result in R3 register. म्हणजेच काय, एका 32 बिट्स मध्ये किती बाइट्स असतात? 4 बाइट्स असतात, राइट? So those 4 bytes will have the order byte 0, byte 1, byte 2, byte 3. समजताय? 0 to 31 किती बाइट्स असतात? 4 बाइट्स. Byte 0, byte 1, byte 2, byte 3. ठीक है? So after executing this instruction, byte 0 जो आहे तो byte 4 होईल. Byte 4 जो आहे तो byte 0 होईल. Right? So reversing the orders. You are reversing the orders. If I I guess I got disconnected. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So I was telling you this instruction REV. REV means reverse byte order. जसं आता R7 मध्ये 4 बाईट्स आहेत, त्या कशा स्टोर्ड असतील, बाईट 0, बाईट 1, बाईट 2, बाईट 3. आणि जर तुम्ही ती REV इन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्झिक्यूट केली तर R7 चे जे कंटेंट आहेत ते कसे रिव्हर्स होतील, बाईट 3 च्या ठिकाणी बाईट 0 येईल, बाईट 2 च्या ठिकाणी बाईट 1 येईल, बाईट 1 च्या ठिकाणी बाईट 2 जाईल आणि बाईट 0 च्या ठिकाणी बाईट 3 येईल. So this is how the byte order will be reversed if you execute this instruction, and the end result will go into R3 register. Okay. Then we have reverse 16. Reverse 16, REV16 means what? It will reverse the byte order in each half word. In each half word म्हणजे काय होणार आहे इथं? आता सपोज मी सेम एक्झाम्पल वापरलं, REV 16. फक्त 16 बिट मध्येच रिव्हर्सिंग होणार आहे. म्हणजे हा सेम एक्झाम्पल जर घेतलं, हा तुमचा हाफ वर्ड फर्स्ट किंवा तुम्ही हाफ वर्ड 0 म्हणू शकता. दिस इज युअर हाफ वर्ड 0 असणार आहे. and this is going to be your half word 1. म्हणजे 16 बिट्सचा एक हाफ वर्ड असतो. ते किती हाफ वर्ड्स असणार आहेत? 2 हाफ वर्ड्स असणार आहेत. राईट. ह्या 32 बिट्स मध्ये 2 हाफ वर्ड्स असणार आहेत. हा 16 बिटचा, हा 16 बिटचा. ठीक आहे. आणि मी तुम्हाला काय सांगतोय, ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन REV16 म्हणजे रिव्हर्स 16 बिट्स, त्याच्यामध्ये बाईट रिव्हर्सिंग होणार आहे. आता जसं की या एक्झाम्पल मध्ये बिफोर R7 हे इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स असतील, तर ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्झिक्यूट केली सपोज REV16, म्हणजे ह्यामध्ये जे पहिला हाफ वर्ड आहे 16 बिट्स आहेत त्याची रिव्हर्सिंग होईल. म्हणजे हा बाईट 1 या ठिकाणी जाईल आणि बाईट 0 या ठिकाणी येईल. सिमिलरली रिमेनिंग हाफ ऑल्सो, बाईट 3 या ठिकाणी जाईल, बाईट 2 या ठिकाणी येईल. ठीक आहे. दिस इज व्हॉट कॉल्ड एज रिव्हर्स हाफ वर्ड, or you can say reverse byte order in each half word, right? After doing this instruction, this will happen. Next we have REVSH. This is reverse byte order in bottom half word and signed extend. So this is again going to happen. This is again going to do the same thing in a half word only, REVSH, but it will have a sign extend as well, right? So this is what happens with REVSH. Then we have RBIT. RBIT means reverse bits. Reverse bits means, let's say RBIT R3, R7. आता इथं पण तसंच, बट आधीच्या केसमध्ये आपण हे बाईट्स रिव्हर्स करत होतो. इथं आपल्या टोटल 32 बिट्स रिव्हर्स होणार आहेत. सो इफ आय कॅन ट्राय टू शो यू दिस, बेटर आय शुड स्विच टू एक्सेल. Right, so here you have these 32 bits. Let me resize. Okay, so this is before. What is the value of R7? So it would be D31. This is D31 bit, this is D30 bit, and if I keep on decrementing this, D7, D1, D0, right? So these are 32 bits actually, right? So D0 to D31. But after executing that instruction, what will happen? The bit order is reversed. Bit order is reversed means what? So after execution of that instruction, R7 becomes, here instead of D31, it becomes D0. After at D30, instead of D30, it becomes D1, right? So in this way, the bit order is going to be reversed. याला म्हणायचं bit order reversing. So this is possible in Cortex M3 with the instruction RBIT. This will reverse the bits. This will reverse the bits. Right. So RBIT, content of R7, all the bits will be reversed and the result will go in R3 register. Then we have TST. TST stands for test. So this will this instruction will test the value in a register against operand 2. म्हणजे RN ची value operand 2 च्या against test केली जाईल. And they will update the conditional flag based on the result, but do not write the result into the register. So it will simply test the value. It will not change anything. So example I can give you here is TST, let's say R0, comma, I can write here some immediate data, 0x 3f 88, right? So let us assume this is immediate data. So this will perform a bitwise testing, means you are performing bitwise AND operation of R0 value to this immediate value 3f88, and APSR is updated, but result is discarded. We are not storing the result. So APSR is updated and NZC flags are monitored. This काय होतंय की ह्या दोन व्हॅल्यू मध्ये अँड ऑपरेशन होतंय, फक्त फ्लॅग्स अपडेट होतील, रिझल्ट स्टोर होणार नाही. दिस इज व्हॉट टेस्ट ऑपरेशन. देन वी हॅव TEQ. TEQ stands for test equivalent. TEQ stands for test equivalent, and similar to previous case, it will update those flag status NZC. And here I can use the similar this thing. TEQ, right? And R0 comma hash immediate data 3f88. So with this instruction, it will conditionally test the value in R0 register, and it will test, it will conditionally compare the value, in fact. So it will simply test the equivalence between R0 register and the value 3f88. म्हणजे R0 मधला डेटा 3f88 एवढा आहे का नाही हे टेस्ट केलं जाईल आणि APSR अपडेट केला जाईल. इक्वल असेल तर Z फ्लॅग सेट होईल, राईट? अदरवाइज रिझल्ट इज डिस्कार्डेड. म्हणजे R0 मधले पण कंटेंट चेंज होणार नाहीत आणि हे इमिजिएट डेटा तर चेंज होतच नसतो, राईट? सो दीज आर ऑल 28 instructions that belongs to data processing. These are all 28 instructions belongs to data processing category. So this way we have completed tutorial number 5. Now I'm going to share the 2-page document with you on a WhatsApp. You can keep a notes of it. Then in future I will ask you to upload the tutorial number 5. In that case you should be ready to upload your tutorial number 5, right? So with that, let us stop here. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we will stop here for today. If you don't have any doubts, you are allowed to leave the meeting.